I will delete those bonds between you and your units. What's good, YouTube? I'm your Bros Incorporated here, and I am your host, Triple N, and it's time for another deck profile of, well, not another, because I don't think I ever did one, but, Docking Deletor Grayon, a Deletor deck. If you watched our last video, we had a match between the Deletors versus Ezel Bluish Flames, so I thought I'd bring a deck profile because I've already done a deck profile of Ezel, so I'm going to now give you a deck profile of Deletors. So I like Deletors. Actually, Deletors is my favorite deck out of like everything Vanguard. I love the Deletors. I love a big Leap Joker fan. These Deletors don't do what I want them to do, but they still do what they do, you know? So, like deleting your opponent's Vanguard, making them zero, letting them not get their abilities and stuff like that. It's really fun. So let me go ahead and show off the Deletors. The starter, Sprout Deleter Lucci, just because it's a Deleter starter and Deletors only like Deletors. So let's go ahead and do this. I play 4. Docking Deletor Grayon. Personally, I think Grayon's like the best one out of all the ones from V because it's not an on-play skill. It's a Counterblast 2 delete, and you can, like, if you only have the 2, you can combine it with other cards, or you could get the whole counter charge and all that. But it does what it does. This is from the trial deck. When it attacks a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1. When an attack hits a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards to bind it. You rarely use that, but it's there for the deletion mostly. So one of my favorites. I play 4 of the one of the newer deleters. Screen Deleter Yoga. Yoga lets you on V. When you place it, you can Counterblast 1, ditch card out of your hand, delete. That ties in with some of the cards that came out when it came out. So that's really good. Is my camera focusing? It's not focused. Well, Yoga it also has a good rear guard ability. When you Soul Blast 1, your opponent cannot turn deleted cards face up. The one thing about deleting that sucks is that they have the ability to constantly ride. You don't really get to delete long, but if you're fighting a deck that doesn't get to ride constantly, this could get really scary. So 4 of that. I play 3. Waving Deleter Grindel. Grindel's only at 3 because you only want to use him when you've already rolled in grade 3. His first effect makes it to where your opponent can't move their R's around, their rear guards around. But also, its V abilities is when placed, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and bind it. And if you roll a grade 3, if you rolled over a grade 3 with this card, you can delete your opponent's Vanguard and get an extra critical. So it's really good for that. But that's all of the 3s that I play. On to the 2s. I play 4. Swift Deleter Guy. Really cool. On R, if you have more rear guards than your opponent, it gets +4. It's whatever. When it attacks a Vanguard, when an attack hits a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1, bind in the unit on your opponent's field. And if they don't have any rear guards, you get to draw a card. So it's really good for that. It's another trial deck card. This is really nice to play. But really good early off, especially because your opponent usually just starts taking the damage. You can get some early draws in, and that's always great. I play 3 Bindless Taurus Donellis. If you have a total of 2, if there are a total of 2 or more face down cards in any player's binds or circles, this unit gets +10, which is really nice because you usually have your opponent deleted or you have cards that's binded. So this is really good for 20,000 because you're deleting your opponent's Vanguard, which means they have to drop more than just a heal trigger to guard this. So really good for that. It's there for the power. I play 2 Blast Monk of the Thundering Foot. He's there for the bind, like if you need to bind something, and he's also there for the soul charge, because when it does is when it attacks a Vanguard, you can Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guard and bind it, and if it's a grade 2 or more, you get to put that card, you get to soul charge a card. So it's there for the soul. That's pretty much what it's there for. So that's really cool. I play 2 Last Crust Marnell. What it does is when it's placed from hand, if your opponent has a face down card on his V, or his or her V or binding zone, you can Counterblast 1, choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards and bind them. And if you cannot bind 2, you get the counter charge, soul charge. So it's another counter charger. It's there if you just want to remove field. It's field remover mostly, but if your opponent doesn't have that many units, you can also get the counter charge and soul charging. Sometimes you want soul you want soul, so soul's never bad. On to the grade 1s. I play 4 Hera Deleter Farwan. From drop zone and my opponent's Vanguard is deleted, you may call this card to R. So this ties in with This ties in with Yoda, because you can counterblast one, ditch this, and then delete, and then you can call this back. It just works. It's always good. You can use them for guard. It's kind of like playing Phoenix and Narukami, because you bind, they come back. It's kind of like that. So with this, if you delete, they'll come back. So you can pretty much reset up a board if you like dropped enough of these. That's happened a couple times where you drop 2 or 3 of these, and you just really don't even want to set up a board. You just call these back, because like I said, your opponent's Vanguard should be deleted, so they should be at 0. So any numbers count. So it's really good for that. On to the next great one I play 4 Ill-Fated Deletor Drown. Yeah, I play this because countercharge is important. I understand it only countercharges when you have none face up. Sometimes that does happen. Also, I use it for its other effect because it puts itself into the soul. When your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, it puts itself into the soul, bind a card on your opponent's field, and then you get to, if you have nothing face up, you can countercharge. So it's still a countercharger at the end of the day, but it also removes rear guards, which this deck likes to do. On to the next great one I play 3 Stringed Deletor Igama. I think that's how you say it, Igama. I'm trying to see if my camera focus. I hope it was focusing out. I just hope this was the only card it didn't focus on. I'm not sure. There we go. Igama. When any player searches his or her deck for cards and his or her card effect, that player's Soul Blast is 1. I need to learn more about this card, but this card is really good because if you play against decks that have to go through their deck a lot, you can make them use up too much of their soul and they might not even be able to use certain abilities. That's why I play 3 of this. This is really a disgusting card. I know it lacks in power, but the fact that like you can play 1 or 2 of this, and it makes it to where your opponent has to drop too much soul to search. So it's like they could still do the searches, but they have to pay the cost. And if their cost is Soul Blast 1 to search, and they only have the soul to pay it, this is like really good. I know a lot of people are probably gonna ask, why am I not playing Lie Down Deletor, Given, and stuff like that. I don't have that promo card. The promo that says it counts itself as 3 if you or to remove it. I don't have that. That's the reason why I'm not trying to play the Lie Down Given package or whatever. I don't have that promo, so I'm not even trying to run it until that promo. I either find that promo or it comes out. I don't know, but yeah. On to the triggers. I play 5 crit. I just play 5 crit. 5 crit's enough. I usually go Force 2 in this deck. Sometimes you can go Force 1 if you just want to stack a lot of power, but I usually go Force 2 because usually they got to overguard to guard me when you have a Vanguard of 0. So Force 2 usually works, especially if you ride Grindel on your second go in 3 turn. That's 3 crit coming at them. They're going to try to guard that as best as they could. So I only play 5 crit. Another reason I only play 5 crit is because I play 4 draw PGs and 3 draw triggers, because this deck is very like piece oriented. You really want to get your pieces as fast as you can and make sure you always have the ability to delete your opponent. So you want to get as many of your 3s and many of your other units as you can, so you can put that pressure on your opponent. So I'm running the 4, 5, 6, 7 draws, 4 draw PGs and 3 regular draws, just so I could see my stuff. That's the reason why it's built like this, because like I said, if you're turning your opponent's Vanguard to 0, you really don't need too much going on. So you just hit those numbers and just keep trying to overforce your opponent to use too much to the point where you can actually overtake them. And then 4 heal. That's pretty much it. I could probably bump down one of the regular draws and play a 6 crit, but I like this ratio. I think this ratio is fine. This is just the build for now. Like I said, whenever I get the promo, whenever we get the promos and stuff for the deleters and stuff like that, I could build the lie down part where like the Vanguard could restand and all that. But yeah, that was the Deletor deck profile. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Let me know if you like it, or if you don't like it. Let me know what you think I should change. Deleters is, like I said, but Deleters is my favorite deck. I really want to make it better than what it is, but this deck is really fun, and it does the job. It does the job. But like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think of this video. Let me know what you want to see, any type of matchups, any other deck profiles, pack openings. We do it all here, kinda. So that's gonna be the end of this is gonna be the end of my turn. Peace.